So you guys all like passed your investigation check with flying colors, and as you guys get to this like one section of the wall that's like indented more, all of you at the same time put your hand through the rock like a minor illusion. And you pull your hand back out, nothing happens. Like you don't take any damage or anything like that.
I walk through.
Wow. Okay, Mr. Trusting. What do you guys? Are you behind him, or do you wait a second to see if he comes back
I'm
out?
gonna wait and see if there's any screaming.
Okay, yeah, that's a good. Swami, you walk through, and you are literally standing in what would be considered a church. Wood floors, wood pews, wood pillars up front. There's no statue of a deity, but everything is finely carved, and there is like glass windows with light coming through them. As you kind of look around, I'm not going to make you roll again because you have passive, whatever. You see people sleeping next to the pews in these like beautiful bear skin bedrolls. They look very warm, and when you walk in, you notice it's just a very comfortable temperature. Not too hot, not too cold. Like somebody set the heat just right. And as you're like kind of looking around, you see six people in different like you can't really tell who they are because they have like the bedroll pulled up above their head, but you can hear snoring from them. And you see six people, so they're kind of like the pews. There's uh, three pews, two sets of pews, three pews, and they're like kind of laying in single file along 2, 4, 6. So you still have room. It's a wide aisle. You can walk between them, and they're on either side, and you can walk around them to walk by the pew. You have enough room to walk to the pew. So Martok, there was no screaming. So do you want to?
I was gonna say I go in.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll head in as well. It's like, y'all good in there, Swami?
Yeah, when you guys come through, you guys see the same thing. You see this like
Yep.
it's like a beautiful, but it's like an indoor church. There's no stonework in here. It's all been hand carved, like with these weird carvings that you don't know what they are. And you do see like a guy with like really long gray hair sitting in front, but his back is to you. And with your guys' passive perception, it appears that he is reading. And as soon as it was Swami first, was it Martok, and then Uriel? Was that it? Was that the order that you guys went in?
I think I'm last.
You're last. So it's Uriel. So the moment Martok, you kind of pass the threshold of like whatever this illusion is, you see him close his book. Can everybody roll a perception check for me? Just a straight perception roll.
Oh god, I rolled persuasion. Hold on.
Not yet. Maybe later.
9, 10.
Oh,
12? 8? You do see light coming through the windows. So you see on the table, he's got like cloths like wrapped up on the table, like a bundle of cloth. And because it looks like and there's like a glass and like a wood flask, maybe of wine or something, like a cast of something sitting on there, and like some cups. And as soon as Martok passes the threshold, he puts his book down, like closes his book, sets another thing, and turns around. And you guys see that he would be like a stereotypical, what you consider like Norse. Like he's got a beard. He doesn't have tats. You don't see tats, but he looks like he's got a big chest, and he's got like braided gray hair, and he's got incredibly like blue eyes. And when he sees you, he smiles, and you see him he's got like really plain clothes, like pants on, like the burlap kind of colored with a rope. And when you come in, he puts like a robe on, and he starts walking towards you guys like a monk's robe. And he looks right at you, Swami, and he's like, "Are they gone out there? Is everybody gone?"
I'm more interested in finding out, can we go get homeboy that's tied in a tree and bring him in here with us?
Or
Yeah.
we could just
Yeah, you
we
can.
could just leave him.
I don't know why I did this.
Or-
Yes, you
yeah.
can do that. You can absolutely do that.
We're just gonna leave him there?
There
Ain't
were-
going
Right
nowhere.
this minute.
There was a fire out there. He's fine. It's not that cold out there. I'm just letting you know the situation. There's a fire.
And I don't
And-
think they really want them to know that they were where they were hiding.
Yeah, we couldn't. Yeah.
Hmm.
Are you guys like
Just-
whispering to each other?
All right, you guys. Then what's the plan? If we're just gonna leave homeboy back there.
Tell them there's one tied up outside.
Yep.
The rest are dead.
The rest
Oh.
are dead.
Okay. Do you think he saw you come in here?
No, I blinded him.
That's pretty smart. Would you guys like some refreshments? And he like goes over to the cask and he starts pouring. They're like wood cups, like big steins, what you consider like a stereotypical like wooden. Like he starts pouring ale.
I'd like to use divine sense.
Yes. Go ahead. You don't have to. Do you roll anything? Sorry, I always forget about the
No.
nonsense. Yeah.
Within 60 feet, I can detect good and evil, fiends, celestials, undead.
Oh, he's like a Christmas tree, but it's all good. It's a good Christmas tree. He just like
Good
lights
Christmas
up.
tree.
Yeah.
So
All right.
all kinds of lights.
Yeah.
All right. Then I'll be the first to take his wine or whatever.
What have you thought about your character? Like, what kind of like does he like wine or does he like ale? Does he like mead? Like, what's his? Have you thought about that? Like, what his beverage of choice would be?
I mean, he's a dragonborn. He'll eat tree bark if that's what's on the menu.
Ooh, cedar. Like, that's pretty dark.
This is the mahogany. My second favorite tree. Yeah.
Ooh.
No, he drinks
Okay.
whatever. Yeah.
It's just this like really nice like fruity like ale. You can smell like the fruit in it, and like when you take it from him, he's like, "Nice to finally meet you, Martok."
Yeah. It's nice to meet you, stranger. I'll just give him a weird grin and a weird thumbs up. I'm like,
He
okay.
just he puts his hand out to shake your hand. He's like, "I'm Tarek, my name."
Tarek. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Very cool.
Tareck. Tarek. Who's next in line? Swami, are you next or are you next, Uriel? Who's going up to get the? Do you Bartok? Do you say anything to them like, "Hey, he's good" or anything, or Jesse? Do you say anything to him like?
Oh, yeah. I just give him like it's all right, guys.
Who's
I
next?
drink it.
He's like, "Thank you, Swami. How is it?" It's very good.
Refreshing.
So you guys are.
Refreshing.
Go ahead, Uriel.
It's delicious.
Yeah, I grabbed some too. Have my drink.
Oh shoot! I can't. Why do I keep picking the black dice that I can't read in a dark room? I don't know why I keep doing that. Hey, you guys have all drinking his mead wine. It's basically whatever you want to drink more. If you like wine, it's red wine. If you like white wine, it's white wine. If you like ale, it's like your drink of choice to relax. Is your drink of choice?
Yeah, mine's gonna be a barley wine then. Yeah.
Okay. He looks at you and he's like, "Uriel, oh wow, I didn't think you'd be here. Thank you for coming." Like as he hands you the mug. What do you like to drink? Have you thought about what Uriel likes? Like his it could be hard alcohol
Probably.
too. It could be like you'd be like, "I want to get fucked. I want like scotch, whatever, like whatever it is." Like
Well, the times they are rough.
yeah, I need some hard alcohol. I need a Jack and a Coke. It's pretty rough out there, man. He's like, so there was men outside, I take it?
There was.
There was. Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, if you didn't hear, I'm sorry. My name's Tarek. I apologize for not introducing myself. I'm kind of amazed you guys found this place." And he kind of like looks around, and again, this looks like a wood church with pews and stuff. He's like, "Unfortunately, the men out there, the people tried to find me, and those men tried to stop them. And luckily, I was able to get them out, and they were able to find me. So that's always good, to keep people safe."
Excellent.
He's like, "I would very much like to know who is doing all this. I've heard rumors, like a lot of people. I'm sure you've heard some rumors on the road of what's going on, right?"
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "But to do that, it's a tale of, good faith offer. I'd like to give you a gift."
All right. We like gifts. Gifts are good.
He said, I only ask for one thing though, and he goes behind the table that he was serving on, and I said there was those like bundles of cloth. And he said, you select whatever gift you want, and the only thing I ask is that you follow the road down the path and go to an old house. They were trying to convert it to an inn. It's called the Last Drop. At least it was going to be called that before they didn't make it. There's somebody there I want you to meet. I just want you to make sure that he makes it out of a meeting okay. Is that all right?
Well, confer with all of us together. It's like, like in whispers. Are you guys cool with that? Does that sound like a okay mission?
I don't have a problem with it.
All right, I don't either.
If it's on our way back down, then it's just a quick stop.
And I can tell with my little, and I just point to my skull, like my little sensei, that this is one of the good ones here.
He's a good guy.
He's a good guy. All right.
You see him just like he's actually
Agree.
drinking from a stein as you guys turn around, like after you make up your mind, you know, he's like, oh. He like sets his stein down. He's like, who's first?
Yuri, you want to go first?
Sure, why not? Let's do it.
He's like, just pick whichever one, and you see 3 bundles on the table.
I grabbed the bundle on the left.
All right. You undo it or whatever?
I wait. I said,
oh, it's Christmas. Okay, you're waiting for everybody to get their yes before you open. You don't want to be rude. Who's next?
I'll go next.
Swami? Yeah, same thing. You got the one on the left is gone. You got one in the middle and on the right.
I'll take the one in the middle.
All right. Do you open it or do you take Uriel's lead, Yuri's lead, and be like, nah, wait?
No, I'm opening it.
Okay. You open it, and as you're opening it, Tarek talks to you. He's like, Swami, I'm really glad you picked that one. You'll really like it. As you open it, there is you see that there's a necklace, and it's a necklace like in a necklace. It looks like 2 circles, you know, and you can flick the middle one and it'll spin. And as the light's coming in from the cathedral, it changes colors to red, black, and white. And they kind of like spin. And then if it stops on a color. It's like when it stops spinning, it'll turn like white. And you flick it again, it'll keep spinning like that, like a top. And then when it stops, it'll be like black. It seems random. Like you can keep flicking it, but it's only those 3 colors: black, white, and red. So you flick it, it stops, red, flick it again.
Is there any significance to the colors that it stops on?
You give me a Arcana check as you're doing that. Who's next? Oh, yeah,
17.
Wow. All right, I'll get back. Give me a second, Swami. All right, do you guys, since Martok, you took the last gift that was on the table, I guess. I'll let Uriel, you open yours first, since I guess everybody has their gifts now.
No, I opened mine.
When you open it up, you see when you open it, it's like this weird thing where it's like it doesn't seem that big when you open it up. You literally are holding a crystal scimitar.
Oh,
and it's clear. It's clear crystal. And it. I mean, you grab it and it's like perfectly. It's that thing where you can hold it up on your finger and it'll just balance.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, this is amazing. But if I hit somebody with it, is it going to break?
You see, Tarek grins and he goes, "Well, Uriel, if that happens, I'll be there because I definitely want to see that. If you break it on somebody." Martok, you open yours?
I'll grab mine. I'll give Tarek a fist bump. It's like, we always eat last. Ain't that right?
He clinks glasses with you. That's the medieval equivalent of a fist bump is clinking glasses.
Yeah. Clinking glass, and I'll go ahead and open mine.
You do have this thing where you're unbundling it, and as you're unbundling it, you see a hilt sticking out, like a golden hilt.
Oh, okay.
And as you pull it, it's bigger than the package. It's like the TARDIS. It's bigger on the inside. When you pull it out, it's a golden hilted, immaculate greatsword.
Damn. So it's like, bro, I clink his glass again.
Yeah. I
Swami,
think we all do give him a little clink on.
you go over to the thing and fill yourself. Swami, on your 17, this signifies the moons of Krynn that you're on. As a sorcerer, you can attune to a moon, and you get bonuses. So this necklace is like a talisman for that.
Okay.
And he says, he goes, Swami, it may not seem as great as their gifts, but if you were to wear it, he goes, I understand casting spells sometimes you need both your hands, and this will just protect you, so you can have your hands free while you're casting. I know it's rough sometimes being able to hold a shield, cast your spells. So,
yeah, it's
I
called
like
it's a necklace that gives you the Warcaster, basically.
I love it.
nope,
Right? Is that nope? Not Warcaster?
nope,
That's a spellcasting focus.
nope.
Oh, never mind. I don't know what it is.
So once you guys grab your weapons and drink, you guys have all now had, you get 4 extra hit points for drinking his whatever you want. Or you get 4 temporary hit points, so those stay. Usually people make them go away with the long rest. I'm not doing that. I like the idea of you feel it was. You remember that when you're all thinking about like a good dinner or something? Remember, like, you're like, man, that was a good dinner we had with everybody. Like, I'm not going to take away your temporary hit points. So you guys get 4 temporary hit points. And now when you grab the weapon, you not only get the benefits of a long rest, but you are now level 2. Now you can ask him any questions. You can remember there was those basically the hostages slash captives of the mercenaries who were sleeping in this beautiful wooden kind of classical Catholic church. They were sleeping on the floors in bearskin bedrolls perpendicular to the pews. And they're quietly sleeping. You guys were like drinking mead. And yeah, so you guys can talk to Tarek. The people are sleeping, but you can wake them up. If you want to ask him any questions, we can start there.
That's definitely what I'm doing. I want to wake. Yeah.
Okay.
How many do I got to my left? Exactly how many are in there sleeping?
So you guys are in the center. Basically, imagine a church. You're right where where the pastor would give like a sermon. And so if you turn around, if you turn around facing the pews, there's 3 people on either side, and there's enough room for you to walk around each person. So it's like 2, 4, 6. And like I said, you can walk down around each person while they're sleeping. Uriel, is anything you want to do?
I'm just I'm going to talk to Tarek.
Okay.
Just kind of fill him out a little bit and see if he has any idea of what's been, what is this master plan, if he knows anything about it, and why all these people are being abducted.
He says, well...
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just, because, nobody seems to know why. They just kind of, we think it's this or that. But he seems a little bit different since he can magically do stuff that just doesn't, how are we going to get the same thing, but everybody's drink is different? Or how's he magically giving us this? So I'm kind of feeling something. So
right. Yeah, so I'll just deal, since you're talking with him first. Both of you guys actually give me an investigation check and let me know what you get.
22.
22. Oh.
22.
Wow.
Deuce.
So what you noticed when Martok was pulling, I mean, you guys noticed it a little bit, but obviously you guys had smaller weapons. But you noticed when Martok pulled the greatsword out of the cloth that Tarek gave you, that there's no way that greatsword would have fit in that thing. And when you look at it more, you guys notice that this has some kind of like magical properties. If you guys want to, you can now give me an Arcana check. I'll let you give me an Arcana check. That probably could have just been one roll, but you know what? I have the floor.
11.
19.
Well, with your investigation check and your Arcana check, it's not going to be that difficult. So what you notice is these are now bags of holding. So both you guys now have a bag of holding.
Shit.
You can also put someone in it for about 15 minutes. They'll run out of air.
Listen. You should not have told me that. You should. I'm gonna tell you right now. You should. Me, bro. No, sir. But now I know.
Now you know. You can smuggle
Now
stuff.
I know.
Live
Bro, the homeboy's still over there tied on a tree.
That's right. He is, actually. Uriel, you want to talk to Tarek. He's just sitting there watching you guys kind of like, a kid on Christmas. Like, wow, I got a sword and I got the bag of holding. And he's just watching you. And he's like drinking slowly. He's kind of got a grin on his face. Uriel, you approach him, I take it, while you're kind of like a little shut. He's like, yes?
Yeah. I was just kind of come up to him and I'm like, so you seem a little more than meets the eye.
He
I
smiles.
was just wondering.
He's like, he smiles at you, and I'm not going to make you roll anything. What's your passive insight?
My passive insight?
Yeah, do you know where that is on your... It's like right below your
Passive.
saving throws. There, you should have like perception, insight, and I think investigation.
I got, insight, 14.
Okay, when you say that, he smirks at you. He's like, yeah, more than meets the eye. Go ahead.
I was just wondering, have you heard anything or happen to know of anything that's actually causing all these people to keep being abducted, or who it might be, or anything like that?
I do. But what I'm going to tell you probably won't believe. Martok here, and Martok's Jesse's character, is just kind of figuring out his great sword and messing with his bag of holding still. And he said he is a dragonborn, and there's enemies that are coming to Krynn. Actually, they are already here, but they look like him, but they're not him. They're actually called Draconians. They're part of an evil race, and they're starting to attack the land. And to be honest, they've been abducting citizens for various reasons. And
I see.
he said they are trying to build an army. And I was able to save these people with your help. All three of you helped so much in making sure that these people were safe. I was able to get them to safety, and the men weren't able to find my hideout. Your friend Rose is still outside, by the way. Would you like her to come in, or do you want her outside still? She's actually very studious. She's out there. And as he says that, he like looks over at the wall that you guys came through, and it kind of like fades away. You see the light from the glass that you saw before, like the cathedral etched glass. You see light come through it and shine on the stone where you guys came from, and it lights up like a two-way mirror. And you can see that Rose is like she's like investigating tracks and taking notes and like writing things down and like picking up rocks. And she's even checking the guys that you killed. She's checking their weapons. The guy you noticed that was on the that you tied up to the post, he is knocked out and he's got blood on the side of his head, and he's just out. He's out. But she is investigating, kind of like.
I'll be like, yeah, let me step outside and bring her in.
Oh, we could. He goes, okay. Will you go to do that? You just phase through the wall like you did before. Swami, you wanted to talk to the
sleeping people,
right? And you see, there's various people that are here, different races, and every. Is there any particular? Do you just try to find the first person that you come across?
Closest one to me. Yeah, the closest one to me.
Okay. First person you come upon is this tiefling woman, and she's already kind of waking up, and she's like, oh, she sees you because you're like right above her, and she's like, oh, I'm sorry, did I do something wrong? Because you're like standing above her, she doesn't know. She's kind of disoriented because you just woke up. Oh, here we go. Anyway, yeah. She's like, do you need something? And she's like, again, she's like trying to get up, she's kind of stretching and everything.
And I ask her, what brought you here? At first, I introduce myself. Hi, my name is Swami. I just have a few questions.
Oh, she's like, nice to meet you. I'm Tara.
And then I ask her, what brought you here?
She's like, well, me and the others were running. We escaped from the mercenaries. They captured us, and we escaped from them, and we made it here. And I don't know, we just heard a voice in the stone, and we just stumbled in here for some reason. It's strange, this place. She said it just looks like rock, and kind of looks around, and it just looks like a normal church, like a Catholic church, wood some rock on the sides, but obviously light coming through. And she's like, she's like, in the Tarek up there just offered us drink and food and said we would be safe here. I can't believe.
Then I ask her,
can't believe we escaped.
I ask her how many mercenaries were after them.
She said, well, at first about 8, but many of them turned back, and it was kind of 4. It was like 4 at the end, a couple men with crossbows and an armored man, and then just a regular soldier. They seemed to be a little bit more high ranking than everybody else. They really, really chased us here. We thought we lost many of them. We're from here, so we're able to hide, but they were able to find us. Except for this.
I ask her if she would come with me so I can show her. 'Cause I want to see if the guy by the tree that's knocked out, I want to see if she recognizes him as one of the people that were after her.
Will it be safe?
Maybe no.
You could just tell, from like your passive insight and stuff. She's just nervous because, they have weapons, she doesn't. So, yeah.
I tell her not to worry because I'll protect her if something happens.
Okay. All right. She gets up with you and like shakes, like stretches a bit, and then she follows behind you. We'll come back to you, Uriel. You come out, and when you come out, Rose is just turned away from you, so she doesn't see you come out of the stone. She's actually like looking, and she turns around and she like starts looking at, looking behind you and stuff. She's like, where'd you go to, Uriel? I've been looking for you guys.
Well, if you come with me, you'll see.
Okay. You're not going to roll, but you notice that the guy that's on the post is knocked out with blood on the side of his head.
Can I hit him again to make sure he's extra knocked out?
Yeah, you can. Also, just to let you know, with your passive abilities, you could tell that she crowned him with the quarterstaff because it appeared. You see, there's like drool on the side of his face, so you can kind of infer that maybe he was a little bit loud, and she told him, and he wouldn't shut up, and she was trying to work, so she may have just.
Well, it's just one for good measure.
Yeah, he's out. She goes, is everything okay? Like, as she like turn, like she notices you check the guy, and then she's like, is everything all right?
I'm like, yeah, everything's good right now.
Okay.
Good work. Nice work. As I point to him.
He's like, well, to be honest, it's not my first time. You guys, she just follows behind you, and this is like a thing where Swami, you and Tara come out, and you guys like meet in the middle. You come out of the rock, and Rose is like, whoa. And then Tara's like, yeah, like, you know, like, because they don't know about the whole rock thing. So, yeah, you guys see the guy knocked out on the post, and you guys meet in the middle. You guys can talk or whatever.
I'm like, yeah, he won't be waking up anytime soon. He's good.
I'm just bringing her to see if she can recognize him.
She's like, do you... Tara's like, you guys see this tiefling, like kind of gray skinned tiefling with like brown horns. She's like medium height female. She's like, she like looks at you, Swami. She's like, you know these people? Cause like you guys meet face to face, like you bump into each other almost. And you're like, hell yeah, we know each other.
Yeah, these are my comrades.
Oh, but not the man there. And she points like over your shoulder towards the guy that's on the post. She's like, not right
Yeah,
there.
no, that's the guy I'm bringing you to see if you can recognize.
And the other dead bodies on the ground.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, no, those, I'm like, these dead bodies, those were his friends. We're his friends.
Okay. It's like, oh, okay. She's like, well, she like walks over very meekly, you know. She's got like a robe / cloak, and she pulls it over because it's a little bit windy. And she looks the guy up and down. She goes, yeah, that's one of them. And then she looks down, and you could see her kind of like pause for a second because you guys really did burn and stab and kill the other ones. It wasn't like a one hit, whatever. They've been prodded quite a bit. And she's like, yeah, those are the other ones. Yeah, those are the 4 that kind of like chased us here. So yeah, I guess thank you for taking care of them. But how did you guys come upon these people?
We've been searching for people that's been abducted.
Oh, well then, yeah, this is them. We didn't really know. They kept bags over our head a lot of the time, so we didn't know where we were, but we just had a chance to escape, and we took it, and we ran up into the hills. So these are them, though. I mean, you know, when we did see them when we were running away, we turned around. We got really lucky.
You did. We met some other ones that weren't as lucky. Or I should say, we found some other ones that weren't as lucky.
She said, do you think the knights know about us? Because we, you know, like before we got abducted, we heard of other people being abducted. So, I mean, we were trying to be safe on the road, but these are dangerous times.
We were actually, we came up here after talking to the knights.
Oh.
They told us that there was a possible spot up here for more people that they were going to check, and we volunteered to come up here.
Oh. You're like, well, I mean, I don't really have anything to offer you, but I'm sure all of us are grateful that, you know, you saved our life. Maybe we can talk to Tarek and he could pay you or something.
Oh, we're good with that. We were on our way to go talk to Tarek when we bumped into you guys.
Oh,
let's go.
So you guys all
right,
go.
I'll
Rose
see ya.
is just like looking back and forth.
Go.
Like, what the heck? You guys just walk through the wall, and you see Rose is like the slowest to do it. Apparently Tara's maybe done it once or twice, but Rose is like very slow to like come through the wall. And you see once she like looks around, she's like, "What in the world?" She takes her hood down over her cloak, and she's like, "My word." She's like, "Well, you've all been very busy." She goes, "I feel maybe I was wasting a bit of time." She's like starts looking around, you know, and then Tarek's like sitting there, like standing there, drinking, and he's like, "Rose, oh, I didn't expect you to come so quickly. You're usually so studious out there. Why don't you come? I have drink and food if you'd like it." And she like looks at you guys, you know, and like kind of squints a little bit, and
He knew all of us. I just look at her and goes, he knew all of us.
she goes, "Huh. All right." She walks up there. Do you guys go with her? Or do you stay at the base? Are you going to talk to Tara, or are you going to walk
Well,
with
I
her?
walked up with her. I don't know if Swami still wanted to talk to the other people.
No, it seems like they're all a group. they were all a group that went there. They were all being chased, so they'll most likely all have the same story. So I'll walk up there with you guys.
Okay. Yeah, you guys all walk up, and you see Tarek like reach down below the little table that he was giving stuff out, and he pours something for Rose, and then he gives something to Tara, and he's like, he looks at Tara, he's like, and he puts his hand, like she comes right up to the thing, he puts his hand on her shoulder, and he's like, if you're still tired, you can sleep a bit. I know you've had a rough time. It's totally fine. And you see her, she's like, she goes, I apologize. She like drinks, and she's like, I'm just really tired lately. And he's like, you've been through a lot. You ran miles to try to get here. And she like kind of nods her head a little bit and puts the glass down. Then she goes and she lays back down and pulls up her bedroll and falls back asleep. So it's just you guys and Rose up there. And you see him reach under the thing. He's like, to be honest, Rose, I don't have much of a gift for you. Maybe a little. And he like hands her like this bundle. And she like looks at it and he's like, it's just a gift. You've done a lot. Even before you met these three men, you've done a lot. So just accept this as a gift from me. And she kind of like side eyes you guys again, and then kind of like, gives you the like, then like, should I?
I just do the it's a-okay.
So you're kind of
I'm like,
you see her kind of turn around, and Swami, she pulls out a similar necklace that you have, but it's red. So yours kind of like changed color when you flicked it, it would change different colors like black, red, or white. Hers is just red. But you see when she flicks it, it glows a little bit and then fades. But it always stays red. So you see her put it on, and then she like feels in the thing, and you could see like that slow realization where she's feeling in this cloth that the thing came in, and she is realizing that it is a bag of holding. And so she gets this big grin on her face. Hers looks like a really like old burlap sack. It kind of like matches her robes. It's pretty plain, but you see her like hitch it over her side, so she has like a satchel basically now. And you see her take this big backpack that she had under her cloak that like you guys almost thought she had like a hunchback, but she's just carrying a lot of stuff with her. And you see her immediately start emptying it into the bag of holding, and she's got this grin on her face the whole time she's unloading.
Oh, I look at her as like, I know, right?
She's like, this is so nice. And you see Tarek sitting there, and he like, he put his drink down. He's got his hands behind his back, and he's just like looking at you, and like I said, he's got like that peasant burlap, like peasant, with the rope on, like really plain clothes. And he's like, well, he goes, you guys, I'm not going to try to, he goes, I've already told you that public house is a few miles down the road. The meeting is happening soon. Isbin is a member of the Knights of Solemnity. You might have heard his name before. He is the one that is having basically a meeting with a farmer. But I'm afraid that meeting may be interrupted. Some of the creatures that you have seen, the people that have either died or been turned to stone, the draconians that I mentioned before can do that to their victims. They are probably, in fact, I'm very sure they're going to interrupt the meeting between Isbin and this farmer. The farmer's name is Reese. Again, I've given you these gifts. You can do what you want, but it would be of pretty grave importance to make sure this meeting isn't interrupted and help Isbin and the farmer. That's all
I would like to ask her, and I want to ask her,
Rose?
What is the function? Yeah. Well, no, homegirl with the necklace.
Yeah, Rose.
Yeah, Rose.
Okay. I thought it was. So yeah, I would like to ask her the function of her necklace.
She's like, oh, good question. There's a dice I could roll for that. I don't know what do I got to make up? She's like, I don't know. I've just heard sometimes you get blessings from the moon, but it's something I've read about. I've never actually been given an item. When I passed my trials, I was given something, but nothing from someone like you. And she looks at him and grins, and he says, Well, maybe you'll just have to see. And then he kind of grins a little bit and sips from his, and she's like, okay then, you know?
Okay, and I ask her. So you've never received a blessing from flicking it? That's how you get it, right? You flick it and it turns and see if you get a blessing.
She's like, I don't know. I mean, I've never had anything like this, you know, an amulet or anything. I've never been given anything this nice before. I mean, besides the thing I got when I finished my trials to become a mage. She said I got this, and she pulls out a dagger, and the dagger has like, it looks like a normal dagger, but it's got like a red jewel on the hilt. She's like, I was just given this, but it was the only first thing of value I've ever been given. Besides this necklace, I have no idea. To be above board, she rolled really poorly, so she doesn't really know what the necklace is. So,
And then could I ask her if I can give it a try to see if it'll give me a blessing?
she's like, by all means. I mean, I've seen you use
Boom.
some magic,
Let's see.
so give me an Arcana check.
All right.
Flick it and give me an Arcana check.
I was going to ask too. Could I do like maybe a Arcana or something like that check to see if I can recognize who Tarek actually is?
Yeah. It'd be religion, actually.
Religion?
Yeah.
Losing my religion. Trying to not happen.
What'd you get?
Not happening at all. I got a 5.
You know that
With a +3.
oh, so you know there are some religions in Krynn. You can't play it. The name seems it just, even with like your passive investigation, you're like, I think that's fake. You know, like it's an alias or something, maybe.
Well, that's why I know he's like I just the feeling I have. I feel like he's a deity or something.
What gave it away? Yeah. So, do you guys want to continue to talk to him, or do you want to wake up somebody else, or talk to Rose? Or?
I just say before we go on. I look at Tarek and say,
Sorry, I just want to say that I love the fact that you're messing with your sword, and Swami just comes over and goes, "Is that Burple?" And you guys just have this like, 10-minute discussion about it, like as you're messing with your sword, and then
He's over there like.
Yeah, and then Rose is like, it is, and like comes like puts her like necklace down and is like talking about Burple, you know.
I look at him and I'm like, Father, is there anything I should be worried about with everybody coming through, or with the things coming through that I should be wary of?
The Draconians?
Yes.
Well, the Draconians, unfortunately, are a symptom of a larger problem. If they're here, that means the people that control them are probably already here. And both you guys make a religion check while he's kind of talking.
Watch I get a good religion check this
You're
time.
going to get a good one.
Maybe not. I got an 8.
Ooh, I got 16.
Give me a history check as well. We're going to try to combine both rolls here.
25.
23.
Hey! So you guys know that...
that was a natty 20.
Ooh, well, there you go. So you guys do know, like, from... Like, it's one of those things that, like, drunk bards talk about, or bards, or, like, you hear in bars, that, Draconians... You haven't really heard of them that much, but you do know there's factions, just like Swami, you know about the moons, and there's good, evil, and neutral, just like there's gods that control those moons, or maybe not control is the right word, but like, they're a manifestation of those moons. And you know that like the Draconians are basically bad, and that there is an evil queen, there is a paladin. You guys kind of like randomly know all these gods, but a lot of this lately, because, this is all starting to come back. This is obviously the first deity you've seen, or even church you've seen. Like, this is all something that's kind of a new thing that's happening so far. So, whatever the Draconians are, it's definitely not good. And it's kind of a harbinger of things to come that are not great. So, you've heard rumors, in different bars and things where you guys are traveling, or even among the refugees when you guys were living up in the hills, that you know, there's a war on the horizon, like all the old stuff that like old timers would talk about by the fire, you know, and you kind of just chalked it up to this always happens. People always talk about bad things. They always talk about war. But I mean, with you guys investigating these camps, now the knights are on the move. You guys went to that caravan, you know, all that kind of stuff. It's like, it's kind of maybe not true, but like definitely if this God's in front of you saying, I need your help, just take these gifts, help me out. I mean, there may be something to what's going on.
All right. I'm like, well, I can't turn. What's the word I'm looking for?
All he says is, he says, with each draconian, be careful, because you probably seen on the road the people you saw turned to stone or burned with acid. They do that when they die. They'll explode, and that could happen to you if you're too close. So be careful.
Okay. I was like, well, I'm more than happy to fulfill what you asked, and I will. I know my friends have already said it, but I will definitely make sure to keep an eye out for Reese and the knight.
Ispin, yeah.
It's been.
Said, well,
it's been.
It's been a while. He said, do you need anything else? I mean, he said you're more than welcome to take your time here, and if you want to fill up on some food, I have rations. I also have water and everything if you need refills. But I'd be honest, it would be great if you'd be able to hit the road as soon as possible. Unless you need anything else, you should feel refreshed.
Yeah, I'm good.
Swami,
do you need anything, Swami?
Nope. I'm good.
I have to. I got to move you a little bit, Swami, because you leaned into your computer, which is fine. But like, there we go. I'll just move you a little bit that way.
Well, okay. No, we're good. We're good. I'll back up.
No, it's fine. Yeah, because you lean. You know, you were writing something on your computer, and I didn't have that on the thing, so we're good. We're good. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So he. Yeah, you guys can take off whenever you want. He kind of like with you guys. You guys hear in your brain as you're kind of like, you know, I'm just saying you're checking your stuff basically. He says, "Would you still like Rose to come with you?"
Yes.
You hear in your head. Uriel, you hear that
Yeah,
too?
she's
yes.
She's part of us now. She's part of the group.
You like look over to him, you know, and you see him just kind of grin a little bit, and he's like, okay. And so Rose comes over and she's like, do you guys don't mind if I still tag along, do you?
More than happy for you to. You're one of us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's like, good. I just thought I was kind of an imposition, so that means a lot. Thank you. And
no, that's why I came back out to grab you, because we didn't want to partake in this without you being with us.
She's like, what do you want to do with the guy outside that's knocked out?
Kill him.
You beat me to it. You beat me. I was really about to say,
funny.
Yeah,
that's so funny. Yeah, we just
he gotta go.
Yeah.
He gotta go.
He gotta go. He's
gotta go.
To be honest, if you guys, as he's on the bus, when you guys look out there, it's getting cold. He's probably not going to do well out there. I mean, you guys can do whatever you want. I'm just saying the temperature's dropping.
Fireball.
He's outside. He's knocked out. Yeah, you could.
Actually, I look at Tarek and I say, Tarek, do they want to kill him?
He's like, I think I'll take care of him. And you guys,
okay.
He's like, I have a plan for him.
Okay.
Great.
All right. Well, that's settled.
He says,
are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Make a move.
All right.
All right.
He basically shows you to like a side door, and it just looks like a regular wood door, and he opens it, and you guys are looking into the woods, and it looks like you guys are looking out the trunk of a tree. Like you look to the side and you see like the bark of a tree looking, and you're looking out, and it just looks like a deer trail in the woods, and you're kind of like up on this hill. So you're kind of like going through, and there's like sticker bushes around. It's like really dense forest. And you see Rose, like her eyes light up, and she looks at Tarek, and he like nods, and she's like, "Oh." She's like, "Well, we should go."
Yes. I look at Tarek and I bow, kind of give him my respect and everything, and then I walk out of the tree.
He's like, the last thing I'll say, like right as you're walking, he's like, "Watch the road. You may be being watched." That's all I'm gonna say. Be careful.
Oh, okay.
You're like,
All right.
fine. Yeah, you guys all pop
Watching the
up.
road.
What order do you guys want to go in as you're marching down the road? Like Uriel, Swami,
Side by
Rose?
side skipping.
Yeah, that too. You guys want to skip some stuff?
I walk in the back. I'll walk in the back.
So Rose in the
take
middle.
the front.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rose in the middle. Uriel's in front. Okay. Yeah, you guys kind of like when you guys pass through the tree, you turn around. Oh, go ahead.
I'm guessing Jesse would be right there,
Yeah.
up
I'd say
front
he's
too,
in the
so.
middle. Martok. He's like right with Rose. So, yeah, he's like, I'd say he's behind you, and then Rose, and then Swami. That's what I'd say. Yeah, you guys come out of the woods and you turn around, and there's just a tree. And when the last person passes through, you just see like the bark of the tree just close up, like sew together. And Rose is like, "I've never done that before. Wow."
It was pretty interesting, wasn't it?
She's like, "Yes, I've only traveled through arcane circles. I've never traveled that way before. That was interesting. Do you know who that was?"
I don't know who it was, but I know it was a god.
Oh. She's like, "Well, times are definitely strange." And you see her pull her, water skin, and she like drinks water. She's like, "What kind of water is this? Did he fill up your guys' water skins too?" And you see her like look at her fingers for a second, and then cork the water skin and like put it down. She's like, "Wow." She's like, "So we're supposed to meet somebody?" He said. I caught part of it. I was kind of enamored with my gifts. Are we meeting someone?
We're going to a house down here to meet with
Ispin.
Ishbina.
Yeah. German.
Ishbina. Ishbin and Reese, a farmer.
Oh. And she like nods towards a tree. You guys are walking down the hill. She's like, "The god said it was important to meet them, so we should."
Yes.
Mm.
Well, we should help protect them because they have a feeling that they might be ambushed while having their meeting.
Interesting. Okay. She goes, I actually looked over the tracks and stuff of those men. I haven't really seen that kind of weaponry before. It was very slapdash, even for mercenaries. A lot of pounded steel that was basically just a
Really cheap looking,
yeah,
like quickly made.
like worn out. Some of their armor was even made of bone, which is odd. It was underneath some of the steel breastplate and everything. Really strange. And I found this on one of them, and she pulls out a necklace that's a circle, and it's got 5 colors kind of coming off it in like claws. So like red, black, green, white. He's like, "I found this on one of them." And Martok holds up the same thing. He's like, "Yeah, I saw this too." He like holds it up. He's like, "I don't know. Do you guys know what this means?"
What would you want? Like a history check or religion?
Yeah,
or...
religion. Swami, would
Let's
you
go, no
you want to
whammy.
give it a shot and see?
Ooh, I got 12 this time.
I got 4.
Hey, what's the 12?
Religion it's just not our thing.
I mean, yeah, you guys, we're not.
No, religion is not our thing.
We're not religious people in this group. You know that this is a religious symbol, but you don't really know. You haven't seen those points before, but you're like, this is definitely like it's worn and it's well worn and it looks very important. And you found a few of them, so obviously whoever's keeping them feels they're important, but you don't really know the significance of what it is. Uh, but yeah, Martok found one, Rose found one, so off the same type of mercenaries. So
Okay. I'm guessing it's some kind of religious order or group, but I don't know. I can't. Yeah, I'm just saying this out loud to everybody, but I can't. I can't put my finger on what it is.
right, yeah. She's like, well, she like puts it in her pocket, and you see her lean over to you. She's like, Swami, did I hear that you got a similar necklace that I did?
And I pull mine out and I show it to her.
And in the light, you see her look at it for a second. She says, I see two of the colors. Because it's like the lights hitting it as you're walking down the hill, you're like holding it up.
And there's three, right? There's black.
Well, give me a Arcana check for that.
12.
So you know enough about magic in Krynn, or what you heard about magic is that the it's on fire. The when it turns black, the only people that really see that are people that are the Black Robe Mage. So they're the only ones that can like look into the sky and see the black moon because it like calls to them, but the other orders can't see it because it isn't like part of their whatever. Since you're a sorcerer and you can attune to different phases of the moon, or the different moons, not phases, each different moon, you can see it. But she can only see two colors. And she looks at it while like the light's catching it as you're walking down the hill, and she goes,
"Oh, okay."
She's like, it only shows two of the colors.
Mm. So the wearer, huh?
No,
I don't know if I want to keep.
So, sorry. So, if you're a Black Robe Mage, you can see the black moon. The White Robe Mage and the Red Robe Mage cannot see the black moon, but you're a sorcerer and you can attune to the moon, so you can choose to see it or not. She's a Red Robe Mage. She can't see it. She only sees two out of the three colors. She's only like,
Okay.
I'm only seeing two colors getting caught in the light. And you're like, okay. And you kind of, you've, even being a sorcerer and stuff, you've randomly, with your rolls and stuff, you've randomly heard that, but like, you're kind of seeing the evidence of that when she's like, why is there only two colors? And you're like, oh, it really is true, or whatever, You can be honest with her. Like, the other mages aren't dumb. They know the other moon's there, but they've never seen it, right? Unless some of them.
Yeah, I explained that to her.
Yeah, she's like, oh, like as you're walking down the hill, she's like, I keep hearing that, but like I just can't see it. And you're like, yeah, well, like it's
True.
yeah, it's like like I said, there's probably other spells that I don't know about that they can see it, or like if there's a solstice or something, but like in generally they can't see it. So for them, it's for like a red robe or a white robe mage, it's like kind of cool. Maybe, depending on how they feel about the other orders. But, like, for a Black Robe Mage, it's like a Wednesday. You know what I mean? It's, like, not a big deal that they're like, whatever, I see this every day. Yeah, you guys are walking down the hill. Do you guys want to keep talking? She's, like, kind of fascinated. And you see, like I said, every time she flicks her necklace, it does the same thing where it spins. And then it's got this circle. In the circle, she spins a circle. It starts glowing like white. And then it turns to red and, like, heat. Like it burns white hot. And then it slowly turns red and then it fades away, and she's like, I don't know what it does.
Well, maybe you will find out. I'm guessing it's got to do with it's red and white, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah.
I'm like, so wouldn't that have something to do with like maybe your moons?
She's like, well, me especially, I would think it would have something to do with me.
Me being a mage, I would at least know about that. So
yeah, your thing is like even you can. I'm not going to make you roll like whatever. That like they do approach people to like train with them. to like basically take a calling. You don't have to, but you do know that people that haven't before usually they either get ostracized in different places or they get hunted down depending on the mage. You've heard stories of people just getting murked for no reason whatsoever. If you try to stay outside the training, whatever. They basically want to keep tabs on all mages.
Okay. So still walking.
Yeah, you're walking. Yeah, it gets to be like, it's only a few miles away. You guys come to this, like you're, again, coming down off this hill, and you do see this like dilapidated, it looked like it was going to be built as an inn, but it got abandoned. So like the walls are kind of like knocked out. They're kind of messed up. And it doesn't appear, and it's the same kind of wooded area you've been walking through. So there's like shrubs around and trees, and there's just a clearing around the inn. You see like a stereotypical like woodshed out the back and like an outside fire pit. And it just looks like there's some windows. One of the windows is broken. There's a front door. The front door actually looks like it's in good shape. It's like this bright red door, and it looks like there's only one entrance in and out.
Intriguing.
I'm like, oh, I guess I'll go see if the people are there.
Okay.
So I kind of slowly start walking up to the house, but I'm keeping an eye out around me.
Right. Swami, what do you want to do?
I want to go inside.
You just want to follow him then? You want to follow Uriel?
Yeah.
Okay. Rose kind of like, she's like, she wants to kind of stay up on the hill and look around. So she's going to do some checks here while you guys are.
I'll just tell her to let us know if she sees something.
All right. She's like, you'll know. You're hearing me scream.
Fair enough.
Do you guys just knock on the door? Do you just go in, or do you like look around? Like I said, there's some windows. You guys can like spy through the windows.
Yeah, I wanna peek through the windows.
Uriel,
see what I see.
Same thing, or Uriel, you want to do the same thing, or?
Yeah, I'll kind of peek in real quick just to see if they're in there.
Okay, both of you guys give me investigation checks.
We fall through the window.
Oh. The wall's like paper mache. You just fall through like a comedy. Oh.
And
almost a 9.
Yeah, I got 10.
Oh.
Yeah, we ain't going in there.
You guys can peek around. You guys kind of stick your head up, and you do see just a human. Actually, there's an elvish male who looks a little disheveled, and he's like drinking. He's got like a pitcher of ale next to him, and he's drinking slowly. And you see someone sitting next to him, a human, humanoid, I should say. The person looks like they're wrapped in like total cloaks and everything. Like they're purposely staying hidden. Even in like broad daylight, like they have like the bandit thing around their face, a deep cloak, so you can't really tell what they look like. They're sitting around from him, and they just keep slowly pouring him drinks, and you hear them murmuring to one another.
All right, well, we know Ishbin, don't we?
You know his name, but you haven't met him. Remember, one of the guys in the caravan said,
that's
right,
right.
We have a man out, and he's he's looking, he's doing like a recon thing for us. If you meet him, bring him back or find out about him, because we haven't talked to him in a while. One, we want to make sure he's alive, and two, we want to know what he's been up to.
Okay. So I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm going to go knock and walk in.
well, just like come in the door. Hello. You just want to slowly open the door.
Knock. Yeah. Just kind of knock and say hello.
So Christian, I take it you're still by the window when Uriel goes to the door. So when you see Uriel, you hear him knock on the door. You see Ispin like pull a dagger from his belt, kind of keep it behind his back, and he goes to the door. And you see Ispin come up to the door. Uriel, you hear him. He's like, "Yes."
We were sent here by Torak.
I don't know who that is.
He wanted us to. I am Uriel. I was told that Ishbin and Reese would be here.
You see him look at the Christian Swami. You're saying this. You see Ispin look at the farmer, and like squint, and the farmer's like just shrugs, like I have no idea. And he's like, you see Uriel, you hear the door kind of like creak open, and you see this humanoid kind of like standing off to the side. Even with your passive insight, you know that he's kind of like on alert. And he's like, "What was your name again?"
Uriel.
Oh,
I also met some other knights that asked me to see if you were doing okay because they lost contact with you a while back.
oh, yeah, huh? He's like,
I put my hands up. I'm like, I'm not here to harm you. We were actually asked to help make sure you guys were okay while your meeting was going on.
right. Well, you have the name of the Trinity was the name of the commander. Remember the caravan?
Yeah, Trinity. Yes.
So you're basically like, I'm here from Commander Trinity, basically.
Well, I was like, Commander Trinity asked us to, if we found you, to talk to you and find out what's going on, and if possible, get you back. I was like, I can. If you don't want to go back, that's up to you. I was like, but I can at least let them know that we did run into you and you're okay or whatever.
Swami, can you give me a wisdom check?
21.
That's a pretty good, you remember like when you were talking to Rose when you were at the caravan and you were talking to those other knights and you were trying to like figure out what's going on? You heard one of the men in the back talk about, like they have a safe word with each other. So like if they're involved in a skirmish and some of them are hiding and they want to pop out of cover and not get shot, they just say they say flash, but they say it in celestial. So if they say flash and celestial, it's basically like, hey, we're over here type thing of like, don't shoot, we're coming out of the brush. It's like a safe word basically. You heard the men kind of talking about that when you were getting in your scuffle with all the soldiers and stuff.
Am I close? Am I close enough to Uriel to let him know?
I mean, from where you are, you could just say it and see what happens. I mean, you could whisper it to him if you want to do that.
I'll whisper it to him.
Give me a, let's say, Uriel, give me a perception check.
Perception. Come on, 15.
You hear
there
him
we go.
say that, basically whisper, like just say, flash or whatever.
In celestial.
Yeah, you speak celestial as well, right? Both of you guys speak
I
celestial.
do, yeah. So I say flash.
He's like, you see him go, oh, why didn't you just say you were a conscript? And he like opens the door, to like whatever. And you see the farmer just like drinking himself. Swami, what do you do? Do you go behind or do you just stay in the window to see what's happening or?
I stay in the window to see what's happening.
Swami, you see that when he says that, when Uriel says that, Ispin puts his dagger away and just closes the door behind him, and like they walk over to the table and he like offers Uriel a pitcher, but you did see him put his dagger away, so he's not like, it looks like he's kind of like relaxed a bit.
I look at Ishbin and I'm like, yeah, so you guys never heard of a Torak? Kind of like a preacher looking guy.
You see like Reese kind of like looks, he does a thing of like, like he's kind of looking straight ahead like he's trying to remember. And he's like, I mean, there was like a peasant that we saw that came into the village that asked for, I'll just start with Uriel. So you're talking to them. He pours you some ale, and he's like, so I'm Ispin. This is Reese. He's a farmer. He has a bit of a problem, and I think it concerns me and my kin, so I was going to go check it out. But if you're here to help, it'd be great.
By all means, what is this problem you have?
And you see, when you look down at the farmer Reese, he's elvish. He's just to let you know, Jesse. So Reese is this elvish farmer. He's looking kind of disheveled. He's shaking. You can't tell what Ispin is. He's like wrapped in a. He's trying to keep like his visibility low, so he has like a face bandit cloak on. He's got a cloak over his head, like full clothing, so you don't know if he's human or elvish or whatever. He's like his clothes are like grayish black, like he's like what you would consider like a medieval ninja, kind of like he's trying to be a total thief, like stereotypical thief that you'd play in any video game where you're bundled up, so you just see the eyes basically.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And Ispin is the guy we were trying to find this whole time, right? Like,
yeah, one of the guys, the knights were like, "Hey, we have an agent out there. We haven't seen him for a while. Let us know how he's doing."
That's right.
We just want to touch bases with him.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you guys, from the people from the window and Uriel, you see the farmer's kind of shaking, and he's like, "Yeah, I was just attacked by some cloaked men, but they were huge, and they took." They attacked my cart. They killed the horses. There was some men with me, some knights. And he looks at Ispin, and Ispin's just like kind of leaning against the, kind of standing there, kind of leaning against a pillar or whatever, listening to him. And he's like, they took my caravan and they took my stuff, but I think I have some maps of the area, and I think some of the stuff they have on them is important. I think that's why they hit my cart. I have some maps of, I think it's their things. I'm not going to make you guys roll an insight check. Kind of what he's describing is what you found, that you guys found those maps of like the hostage camps and all that kind of stuff. He's kind of describing that same thing.
I pull out one of my maps and I'm like, are you talking about something like this?
And you see him like grab it and kind of like look like, scan his fingers over it. And he's like, yeah, but mine, it's in the caravan, but it looks much different. I think it looks like it's I don't know, more dangerous than this. These just looks like, and you see him like squint, and he takes a shot of his ale, slams it down. He's like, this looks more like a camp. He said the one I have is like there's he says, hard to explain. It looks like it's like going to be an attack or something, like a plan for a...
Ooh, that's something we should definitely have.
He's like, there's a town here, and he points like off your map. He's like, here, there's a town named Vogler, and he goes, it's near a port city, and I don't know, there's all these X's around it, the map I have, and I think that's why my caravan was hit. I found this on some mercenaries. Ispin's been telling me, and he like points to him. He's like, he's also fought some people on the road, and he's fought similar people. I was with the mercenaries like Ispin, and I think they stole it from some of these people. Anyway, I was gonna. Oh, go ahead.
We also fought some mercenaries that
he's like, well,
had a group of people. They had a group of people had escaped from them, and they were chasing them down, and we actually killed the group of mercenaries that were after the people. But they never really gave us anything except these people wanted this, and
he said, well,
you should...
yeah, he said, I've heard of that happening. I've heard of many villages being hit. He says, but strangely enough, when we got hit, the knights gave me the maps that they had and told me to run. And I'm here. Ispin was in the brush and saved me. And he's like, so I didn't, he said, I didn't get the things because during the handoff, there was an attack. We barely got out.
Where was this attack?
You see him just like shaking. He's like, does this make sense?
Where was this attack at?
He like pulls your map out and like straightens it out. Martok and Swami, are you guys still like in the windows watching? Or are you
Mm-hmm.
gonna come in?
I'm still spying. Yeah. Not yet. Not yet.
I'm just
Not
making
yet.
sure. I'm just making sure.
No.
I just like the idea of Martok eating stew.
I'm just
The
waiting for
window
something to
just
pop.
eating.
Well, hey, he be
I'll
eating.
walk in the
He be
front
eating. He be.
Yeah, picking his teeth. What's
Just
up,
walk
gentlemen?
around eating chicken. Hey,
Yeah.
go ahead.
What's up, guys? He pulls out your map, Uriel, and like points to like where it is, and he goes, "I was on the road here. It's a merchant trail, but he goes, it was only about an hour ago." He goes, "But I mean, they're really gonna look through that pair. They're gonna pick through it. They're probably." He goes, "And I don't know. They probably fought those soldiers. I don't know how it worked out with them, but I would try to get everything I could. That map's important." He goes, "They wanted it bad."
Did they take off in any direction after the attack, or were they just kind of hanging out like
He said,
not a care in the world?
I have no idea because we ran while the attack took place. I lost the map. Isbin grabbed me. We took off. I just know that the knights engaged those cloaked men, and that's all I know. So I don't know how long the engagement lasted. He said, "I know they're going to probably pick through my cart. I don't know if they know that we have the maps, but they're obviously going to try to look for valuables." He goes,
Okay.
I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I was a good merchant."
Okay.
He's like,
I'll-
I have good shit. His thing is like, I have good goods.
All right. Off board, I was just gonna say, isn't where we're at now kind of close to where we met with the soldiers
It is. Well, you remember you traveled through
or the
that.
camp?
You traveled through that teleportation circle. Remember, like Rose said, "Hey, like,
So we
you're
no, I got that, but he said that originally he said that place was on our way back down. So it was on like the way we came up. We I guess had passed it, and when we're going back down,
He was saying this public house is about 2 miles away from where you were. Is that? Am I missing something?
so I'm just trying to guess in like the aspect of where these troops were compared to where we're at.
Oh, so imagine a Y formation. So like they're going this way. There's a town named Koloman that they're going to, and Vogler's like this way. So like they basically split off and
They're
said,
paralleling, but in different.
yeah, it's like they're
Yeah.
wying off, like flanking it. So they even said like, we're going to Calamane to to re-up and all that. We're out of goods, and you guys are going like this. So like to meet in the middle, you'd have to, does that make sense?
I got you.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
You did cut off
I'm like,
time.
I-
You're kind of probably ahead of them because of the teleportation circle that Rose had. So you cut a lot off your journey, to meet up. But you met up with them before and all that.
I let them know they're on soldiers are on their way to Calamine
Yeah, Calaman.
to re-up their equipment and stuff. So if you could, if there's some way you can get in touch with your guys.
Eastman's like, well, it'd be hard.
and-
I don't have any way to do that unless you have a mage here that can do that somehow.
I mean,
Sorry, just imagine.
I'm a
going, "What?"
mage.
Like, I'm
a mage. We have a sorcerer. We have another mage.
We got mages
like,
for
we're-
days. That's what you.
We mage heavy.
We mage heavy. He's like, if there's a way to do it, I mean, I'd love to try to get a hold of them. You guys would need like you guys would need like a message spell though or something.
I wonder if Rose might have something like that.
She might. I know some of her spells. I think message is only like a 2nd level spell, so I'd have to look that up. And I'd make you roll a dice for that because I wrote her spells down, but I left like a slot open. So we'd roll a luck dice to see if you were lucky enough that she just happened to know a message spell.
What's a luck dice?
You roll a d6 and then say even or odd.
Oh shit!
And then so whatever you call it, that's what you want it to be. So if you want to do that, do
it?
By the way, Martok and Swami, are you still hidden or whatever?
I was going to explain that. I would walk in eating my chicken and have overheard them right as they were saying that they ran away from the fight. And I was going to say, running away is the best way to do a fight.
As you come in, it's been like pulls a dagger, and then he looks, and then as you're
I'm
eating
like,
it, he like just slowly
like,
puts his
he's with
dagger
me.
away, because obviously a guy with the chicken in his mouth is not really ready for combat. He's like, these guys are gonna pull swords on me. He's got a chicken breast in his mouth. Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
I just look at him and say he's with me.
Oh,
There's others outside too, but
I'm coming in.
Swami's like, you blew up my spot, man. I was gonna hang out there all day. Yeah.
while the door's open, I kind of like motion for Rose if she can see me.
Yeah, it takes her a couple minutes, but Swami, you like motion her in, and you guys all sit down, and you see Ispin. He's like, "Is that all?" Because he sees you guys like all sit down in their booths and everything, and like you see,
We had to make sure you weren't going to murder our friend here, you know?
you see him reach under the bar and like pull this rag out and like, you know, dust off some like really dusty mugs and like pour ale for you guys. He's like, this is the last cast of ale. And as he gives each you guys the ale, it's like you get a glass. That's what's left, basically. So he's like, well,
Like, all right, well, I look at Jesse and them. I'm like, I know you guys overheard what we were talking about, so y'all think we should head in that direction?
I think
it's been like, I need to make haste as fast as I can to Calaman to tell, tell Trinity, my commanding officer, what's going on.
I look at Rose and say, Rose, do you happen to have any kind of messenger spell or anything?
All right. All right.
ready to roll.
Hang on a second. Let me look at one thing. I got to read one thing really quick. It's not that. Yes. Now you decide. It's a D6, even or odd. What do you want it to be?
Oh,
Or D20.
odd.
Yeah,
doesn't really matter.
D20 doesn't matter. I mean, either way, even or odd.
Odd skis.
Odd skis. All right, and let me know what you roll because I don't have D&D Beyond up.
Oh, I rolled a 1
All right. She's like,
Out of a D20.
from a D20.
Oh God,
she's like, well,
that's the best, right?
yeah,
That's the best
First
outcome, right?
that's
That
the
is
best.
the
Natural
best.
one, yeah.
Yeah, on a D20. She's like, well, you see her kind of look up, and she's like, I think around these parts there's actually another teleportation circle that we would use. If I can find it, I may be able to get Ispin closer to his people. If that's what you want. And Ispin's like, yes, if we know where Volgar is, if I'm able to tell my people in Calamane, we may be able to come to the town if there is an attack coming. And you see Reese, he's like, yeah, I mean, that's the map. I mean, that's the best I could see from the map what they wanted to do. They were going to attack the town.
I think we should get it going then.
Go to the town to defend it?
Well,
Okay.
on our way, since his,
Well, you still got to get the map and, take it.
yeah, his
Oh,
carriage and finding the people who tried to steal it, or
Because it
whatever.
shows, because he, Reese is like, the map has the exact location of like where the attack is coming from, and it marks in the map, just like your map with the camps. So you would know where the people were coming from when they came into town. If you went there now, you wouldn't know. You'd be like, well, they're coming, like, oh, there they are over there. No, there's only 4 of us, and like they're coming from here and there and all and everywhere. Crap.
All right. Let's do it.
Okay, you see Rose.
Daylights are burning.
Yeah, Rose takes Ispin kind of out, and they're gone. Do you guys want to talk to Reese, or because he basically says he's like, I know these woods pretty well. If you guys, He said, "There's one. The only thing I need out of my cart is the. I don't care about the maps or anything I told you about. Those are your guys'. But there's one chest that's basically some family heirlooms. If you could find that and bring it back to me, you could either drop it with the guard. They could get it to me. I'm pretty well known in these parts, or you could drop it in a nearby town and somebody could find me. Just get me that back.
And
That's all I want.
All right.
It's just
And your cart had horses, right?
They're dead.
Yeah.
Oh, then so there's no horses around us that we could like conscript.
No.
I'm not that strong. Okay.
Are you gonna carry? You gonna carry something?
Well, no, I was like, maybe we could get the cart to
Hold
him.
the cart.
Oh, well, to be honest, the cart may be unrepaired. Like you don't know the how the cart's doing or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll take you. Rose comes back and she's like, he's on his way. Hopefully, we can meet in Vogler if everything goes well.
All right.
She goes,
Well,
go
let's
get
head
the-
out then.
All right. You guys, I take it you probably can run. You're only about probably 45 minutes to an hour from where the initial attack took place in the woods. So do you guys want to sneak there, or do you want to just run as fast as possible there? Like, what do you want to do?
I want to run, but I also remember the warning about be careful of the roads.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So,
Right.
like, can we,
Let's sneak. Well, we gotta sneak there.
let's run sneakily.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'm bad at sneaking, so I'll have to trail behind you guys, being loud.
Okay.
I'll roll it.
I mean,
I'll roll it.
Yeah. Hey, man, disadvantage doesn't mean you can't do it. It means it's harder to do it.
Boom.
Oh
God.
3. No, 3.
Okay.
So how about I come at the tail end? You know,
Hey, don't feel bad. I got an 8.
I mean, you got a natural 1, and you got
19.
something. I got a natural 1.
I'm not sneaking anywhere.
Hey, nobody's seeing me.
So are you gonna hang back, Jesse, that you are loud as all hell, and then you're gonna let them sneak up, or are you gonna?
Well,
is it gonna be?
Yeah.
I got an 8.
Oh, okay. Are you guys gonna hang back and let Swami and Rose? Are you gonna?
Yeah, we'll let Swami range up there a little bit. You know, not so far that we can't like
Get to
be, you
him.
know,
Right.
yeah. It's like, you know, some meters behind or something.
When you guys like crest the hill, you look down and see this trail, like a perfect T, like a crossroads, and you see the caravan just broken and knocked over on the, off to the T a little bit, and you see the horses like spears are in them, and you see these cloaked figures kind of looking through the caravan, and you everybody give me a perception check as you guys are looking. And I'll see even people hanging back. You hear, this is really for
6.
6? Cool.
13.
Woods, man. The woods.
Woods.
When you see the woods.
So the 2 people in the back got better.
Yeah. They're like
Oh,
they're like
God.
eagle vision, like get the fuck out of my you see like these hooded figures, like they're kind of cloaked up like Ispin, but they're much bigger. Just so you guys have
How
traveled,
many?
there's 5. There's 5 robed figures. You see Martok. Since you guys have traveled with Martok, they look like they're the same build as him, but they have these heavy cloaks on. And you see them. I mean, you guys, I'll just do like a group thing because you guys' roles were all over the place. So you guys do see them looking through the whatever, looking through the whatever, the caravan, the merchant, the cart. You see the horses are dead. They're speared. You guys also see swords and spears in the soldiers on the ground. And as you guys
Any other cloaked figures that the soldiers killed?
No, it appears that you don't see any cloak figures on the ground. Is that what you're asking? It looks like they're all.
Well, yeah.
It looks
If
like
they had a battle, was it just totally one sided, just like
it
a
is.
landslide?
It looks totally landslided. Like the
Got it.
the armored figures just got wrecked.
They got bamboozled.
They got totally just ran over. So everybody roll initiative, and I will record it, and that is where we're gonna end.